Hi, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for a lovely cup of tea. Before we sit down for our tea, I'm just letting it steep here for a second. I wanted to share a couple of things with you that I'm kind of into this week. First of all, the tea we're drinking today is called Movie Night. David's Tea. They do not have a presence. I think they lost their stores during COVID, but they still have an online presence. It's my wife's favorite tea company. As we've chatted about before, I just have something, I don't know if it's like being raised in farmland. I have never been able to shake everything having a purpose, right? You drink black tea for energy, you drink green tea for health benefits. You're like, yeah, there's a purpose. Besides, can't we just enjoy tea? That's what my wife tells me. Can't we just enjoy tea? Can it just be fun? I'm like, yes, it can. And this is one of those just fun ones. It smells so good. So we're gonna enjoy this just in a minute. Mushroom therapy. If you do your research, I read about how in Japan they complement chemo with mushroom therapy. The same as I've discovered in Switzerland and Australia, that they have physical workout spaces where they disconnect you from chemo and walk you into it, right? Lots of complementary stuff that I don't seem to find here in the United States. But anyways, finding mushrooms in Illinois certainly is a thing that can happen. But anything that you buy online, you just have to be careful with to make sure that, whatever the powder is, that it actually is mushroom, blah, blah, blah. I found a lovely guy that I have known about for years in Chicago, and I'll put his information for his apothecary. He does amazing tours to teach people about how to mushroom hunt in the park systems of Chicago in the South Side. Teaches people on nature walks. He has a natural landscaping business, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, super nerdy dude that lives up in northern Michigan, and he makes tonics from his mushrooms and some other things, lots of other herbal remedies. But it's super pure, and that is why I just got my first set. One is a 3 mushroom tincture that has, your usual turkey tail and some other stuff, and then the other one is a 7 mushroom tincture. So if you, like myself, are interested in these things, I will put information for it in the description. The other thing, I think we're just about ready. The other thing is this book. Thank you, Francesca, for introducing me to this book, Emperor of Maladies. I'm going to put this in the description also for any of you that are interested. I think I was just talking with another friend about how everything in the world is cancer, right? Once you can't get away from it. And should we be reading books about cancer? And I like to feel that I have some understanding or some larger understanding. I don't so necessarily geek out on the specifics. Like, for example, I didn't ask information about my liver surgery before I went in because I didn't want to imagine what that was. I wanted to take everything as it came, but I do like the anyways, this is written as a biography of cancer. It's fascinating. The history of cancer, the history of treatment, everything from here to there. It's inspiring in some ways because of all the advancements, and now I see today that we're just like on the cusp of advancements. So, but I will warn any of you that want to pick this up for a read. It's also the reality of the fact that we have been looking for a cure for this disease for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years is it's a hard thing to take. When you think about tuberculosis, they figured it out. Syphilis, they figured it out. Even AIDS, for God's sakes, they're talking about they have a cure for AIDS. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime. And yet we're still nowhere near a cure for cancer. They say maybe with mRNA work because of COVID, there might be some good things coming out, but so just fair warning, I think it's a fascinating read. I'm really into it, but there is the heavier underneath that there is no cure. So I think the tea's ready. So I'm going to drain this and let's go sit down, okay? Oh. All right, I'm settled in. I have a little tea. I'm also working on an art project right now, which feels really good. I am done with all of the appointments of the last 4 weeks. I am just coming off of chemo, so literally just got disconnected like a couple hours ago. So if I'm a little slow here, just bear with me. The last 4 weeks, my wife and I realized have been so incredibly heavy. We haven't sat down to have a chat in a little bit because I just crashed this past week. You know, we had like, 6 MRIs, 2 CT scans, 4 specialists meetings, a review of my annual liver checkup. Just went to New York and came back and met with lung surgeon and radiologist. Yes, so I met with my lung surgeon. I really like him. He's one of the top in his field. So he's super smart. He's super aggressive. He's super innovative. And he never has anything good to say to me. I do not like him for that. I just keep going back to him every 3 months, hoping that there's something else. I love how patient he is with me. So he said the same as always. I have splatterings of cancer in both lobes of the lungs all over the place. So therefore, if he goes to cut them out, he'd have to cut my whole lungs out. And that's just, we're not there yet. I don't know if we'll ever be there. They don't really give up lungs to terminal cancer patients, Anyways, so it was a nice visit, but not what I wanted to hear. And I went to visit with the radiologist, who is another awesome young shit kicker. It's interesting. He came in kind of stoic and stayed and was ready, I think, for a difficult conversation. And he explained to me, he sees 10 lesions. My thoracic surgeon saw 13 to 15. So, I do kind of hope that, I don't think we've had a chance to talk about this, but before I started all of my doctor's appointments, before I started everything, I sat down with my wife and I said, I need a break. I need a break. I need to take a week where I don't pay attention to what I eat. I don't pay attention to what I do. I don't pay attention to how much sleep I get. I don't pay attention to anything. I just want to do what feels good. It was supposed to be like in the late 70s. I just wanted to really just do whatever the fuck I wanted and pretend I didn't have cancer. Because I knew that going into the month that laid ahead of us, what we were fearful of in taking this endeavor is that we would hear the door slamming in our face a lot, right? Which is what has occurred. And I just needed to be up for it. So anyways, I did. I ate what I wanted. I played with my friends. I did amazing things. I also smoked a couple joints with some friends. Not the smartest thing to do when you are battling lung cancer. I understand that. I do. I also know that smoking a couple of joints isn't increasing the cancer or doing anything bad. It's just bad for your lungs, period. So I'm not beating myself up over it, but I am kind of hoping that the MRI and CT scans, because it was like, I don't know, the next week, that when I was in Jackson, fire season, right? Because now we have fire seasons, like that's a thing. Anyways, smoke galore. I came back and I had a CT scan and my lungs lit up, and I was, at that point where I was scared I thought, holy shit, we've lost it, we're done. Turns out it was the smoke. And so which is totally fine. You know, they all went away. So what I'm saying is I'm really hoping that maybe I ingested a little smoke from marijuana, and that's what those extra spots are that they think that they saw. If not, then, you know, we'll just have another thing we have to deal with. So anyways, radiologist says, he's just very like, you've got 10 spots and there's 5 of them that I can't get to. They're too small, which is a good thing to hear, right? But I told him, I said, you know, I'm not looking to you for a cure. I'm not. I didn't come to you for a cure. I came to you for a next step. I don't believe there is a cure. There isn't. And no matter how much I really, 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 really want to walk in the door one day and have one of those doctors say, look at this, we gotcha. We're going to save your life. Sure, I would love that. As soon as I explained that to him, though, it was really cool. You could see he just melted, and he was like, okay, all right, let's talk, right? And he said, listen, we're in new science. We don't know. Like, we know if there's data for 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 lesions, but we don't know with 10 or more, you know, but like, I'm with you. Let's try, right? That's what I like. He was totally honest. I don't know what's going to happen here. But I do know that there's 5 of them I can get, and I'm really good at my job, so I'm going to get those. And I don't believe that I'm going to give you any worse. You're going to be really tired for a couple of months, but I don't think that I'm going to impact your health. And who knows? We might. So, you know, we had a very honest conversation. Whatever. The dude said he's willing to try. That's all I wanted to hear, because I cannot sit in a mindset that says there's nothing left to do. Like, especially when my body's working and my mind's working, how is that possible to be dying and work? I mean, there's all this. And I have friends right now that, a friend of mine had a conversation with her husband last week, planning her funeral, and with her kids. It's been 5 years, and game is over. I have another friend that is like younger than me, and he has a couple of kids, and he can't find a single door that opens to give him a shot. And I truly believe that the reason I am here is because of what the oncologists have done and my surgeons have done, and because of my mushroom therapy and my RSO therapy and my mental therapy and my emotional therapy. I think it's all of it. So you tell someone they don't have a chance, there's nothing. Yeah. It's funny. When the art project I'm working on is I'm writing, and I've been writing this quote out over and over and over, because, you know, puts it in your brain. And it's from that book, The Emperor of All Maladies. The patients with cancer that are going to die this year cannot wait, nor is it necessary, in order to make great progress in the cure of cancer, for us to have the full solution of all the problems of basic research. The history of medicine is replete with examples of cures obtained years, decades, and even centuries before the mechanism of action was understood for these cures. This was written by Sidney Farber. He's like one of the OGs of cancer and research and cancer treatment. Very incredibly passionate man. And this just jumped out at me, because this is my mindset, right? And I think I used to be, in my career and in things in life, I thought, you know, you have to build it and you have to make sure that it works and it's perfect, and then you do it, right? And that's kind of where oncology is today, because they have messed around so much, and now they're like, you know, here. But the greatest thing that I learned in the last decade of my life in being, working inside of Google, working inside of the startup that I started with friends is that failure is okay. Failure shows us the road to success, and building things and just throwing the shit up against the walls. I mean, I cannot tell you the conversations, the hours of conversations between engineers and designers and customers, client services and the founders and like all of this stuff about like, we're just going to build things and throw it out there and have people use it and see how it works and then iterate upon that, right? That is how I feel about this, like, I understand you're not going to most likely save me. I hope I stay long enough that I keep up with the science, but I understand right now you cannot offer me something that is a concrete, you're going to cure me, but fuck man, we can try, right? And if at the end of the day that it doesn't work for me, then take my research and take my body and everything that you have done and you put it forward for the next fucking person. Like, let's do this. That's how I felt coming out of talking with this guy, because he was just like, why not try? You've cleared your colon, you've cleared your liver. We're in unknown space. We don't know. Thank you, dude. Thank you. So I'll be starting radiation. Not for another week or two. Again, without smoking joints. I'm going to take a week off and enjoy myself. And get myself in a mental position. And then I'm also planning out the holidays. I am going to be doing chemo and radiation concurrently. Apparently it's going to be a big mess. But I need to stay away from people so that I don't catch anything, not even COVID, just anything. So I'm just planning out holidays, baking and little projects and fun things to do and make the best of it. And hope that we will kill these 5 little fuckers, and then maybe the other 5 will just be like warts, right? Like we killed the masters and then they'll just disappear. Who knows? Or maybe they'll grow a little bit and he can zap those out too. I don't know. I just know that there is a step forward. And that has helped squirrels slow down in the brain. Part of my art project. This is us moving forward. We have no idea what's happening. Well, thank you for coming to hang out with me today. It's been a long month. All right. Well, I'm going to curl up and read a little bit more of this book, and like I said, I'll put all the information that I chatted about in the description if you're interested. Okay? I'll write it down for you. All right. It's good seeing you.